Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Hope somebody wants to turn into the stream here.
I mean, I'm doing fantastic.
Oh hey, we have somebody else to talk to. It's the one and only JCL.
I'm all clean, and hopefully my language will be as well.
Excellent. I am just heading out to the field here with the 712. Gotta get some fall chiseling done.
Don't you? Wait, hang on. Don't you think your modding live cover is a little, I don't know, irrelevant?
Yeah, I don't know if... I don't know. I need to change my going live cover.
Oh.
I changed the title. This should update. Sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. You need to figure that out. Let's see. It says we have some viewers. I wonder if anybody is joining us tonight. Just kind of throwing this out there. I thought if I'm going to play the game, I might as well be productive. Do I need to plow this whole field? I do not, but you can certainly, Oh! Hey, Flashback 48, how's it going? The Retro Addict says I've been playing on this map for quite a while now. Quite a good one. Yeah, I totally agree. I love this map. Been enjoying playing on it. Hey, Carson, how's it going? I know that everybody has work tomorrow and all that other stuff, and I thought, well, some people might be staying up for just a little bit longer before they go to bed for work Monday, but could entertain some people. Why not? Love your mods. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Your mods are awesome. Thank you. I'm glad people are enjoying them. Using one of my own mods tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Can we turn sharp? Yeah, there we go. Got it. Just gonna chisel up this whole field here. We got some time to do it, so might bounce between this and doing something else. But we definitely have plenty to do, so yeah. Just gonna have some just gonna lay back and enjoy ourselves here. And I'm also joined by Jaden, JCL.
Come by many names.
Yes. Which is not your real name.
No, you did just say my real name.
Come on, man, I gave you an out. JCL's farm equipment is with us too, so if you're an IH fan, you could ask him questions. He's working on an awesome mod right now, aren't ya?
Oh yeah, very awesome. Very, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Very functional.
Do people know about this mod yet?
I mean, I posted it on my page the other day.
Oh,
it had
yes. You did.
Yeah, I didn't say exactly what it was, but it was kind of blatant, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But I'll most likely have something else relating to it up this evening, because I've been meaning to at least say something about it, because I got to build up that hype for it, so it can be good.
You've made a lot of progress on that thing.
I mean, it's made a lot of progress since, what was it, October of last year.
You did kind of start it then.
Yeah, that's when I actually tried to commit to it, but I was still pretty well knee-deep in burnout at the time.
Yeah. Flashback 48 asks, is your John Deere round baler mod coming out on PlayStation. Unfortunately, that is not my mod to give away, so you would have to ask other modders about that, because that is not mine to give out. Cole Johnson asks, how's everyone like 1066 that just got released? You know what? Why don't we hear from the international man himself, the one and only authority on things? What do you think,
Well,
JCL?
coming from Giants, it is definitely a great step in the right direction because they actually did some American related, even though that the 66 was some in the European market a little bit, but it's an American icon which they represented. How they represented it, I think they did fairly good. There's a substantial amount of detail in it. I mean, you look up in the hood and you can see all the injector lines, turbo, all that fun knick-knacky stuff that makes that 66 what it is. Now, I do have to say, it is Giants a little bit. It has some quirks. There are many noticeable features. Two that many individuals have pointed out include the front wheels and the rear linkage. The front wheels and rear linkage are pretty much the only, I guess you could say, European thing on there. I mean, the 3-point linkage, that is about as European as it gets. The front wheels, they need to be different because they're not the, what are they? I think they're 8-bolt front or maybe 6 one. It could be wrong.
They're 8. I just checked.
Okay. But no, there's that, and then there's some small inaccuracies. But overall, it is a great step towards an American representation in Giants.
Nice. Yeah. I agree. It's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction, and it's pretty cool to see. And it's not terrible. It has problems, but it's not bad.
Let's be honest here. I think many people would want a regular 1066 gear driven with the TA and all that, but it is kind of neat to see a hydro in Farm Sim because the only hydros I really know of international related are my Hydro 186 and now that 1066 hydro.
Yeah. It's cool.
They even modeled the hydrostatic transmission right. I mean, I looked it all over, and I based it off of some of the pictures that I've gotten before, and the detail is there. It's good detail.
Nice. You know what? That's good to hear. I really value your input on that because you are very passionate about International Harvester. So, that is good to hear.
I just like to call myself the international guy.
Well, for all intents and purposes, you kind of are. Let's see. I got some messages here. I think CFL Saskatchewan is asking about Gleaner combines. And then I think Jeffrey Hill Carr here asks, Rooster, do you ever plan on making any tractor or vehicle mods? Well, you know what? That's a very valid question. And you would have thought I would have done something like that by now. But the truth is, I just haven't found anything that I particularly have a desire to make at the moment. There are some things I really want to make, but I've been wrapped up in a lot of other projects for a while, and I'm not the fastest at this stuff. I do it between a lot of other real-life stuff. So I would like to do a tractor or a vehicle sometime, but the couple things are, one, I've been wrapped up in a lot of implement and wagon and other thing modding, which is useful, but I've been committed to a lot of that. And two, I just think Farm Sim needs more implements and things like that. I certainly think we have. I've seen this comment in many places, and I definitely get the point that we have plenty of tractors and vehicles. We don't have enough implements, and I keep finding myself looking at implements and knowing we need it and wanting to make it. Like this mulch tiller, like gravity wagons, you know, that sort of stuff. We just don't have it, and I think it's good, and I think there's a need for that. And you know what? I've just kind of been the implement guy. I wouldn't mind doing a tractor sometime, but this is what I've been doing right now, and you know what? I think I'm okay with that. So to answer your question, I'd like to sometime, but I don't think I have a couple other things I really need to do first before I start considering doing a vehicle. Rooster, you should make a John Deere small square baler mod. You know what? I 100% agree. I think you are completely right, and that is definitely something that I should do. I've been considering avenues to do that in between the other stuff that I'm working on, and we will see where that goes. But I don't disagree with you at all. That'd be something that we could really use, especially since I've been making the hay wagon and all that stuff. Have it on PS5, just wish it was a black stripe. Yeah, it would be cool if it was a black stripe, but I don't. So, Mr. International Man, pardon me if I'm wrong here, but I don't believe they did 1066 hydros through the end of the run. They changed it to be they changed the model number completely if it was a hydro, and there would not have been any 1066 hydros because that was at the end of the run. They painted them with black stripes the last model year, and they weren't making 1066 hydros by then. They were a different model number.
Yes, you are completely right on that. When 1974 to 1975, when they changed to the black stripe model, I think International's intentions were like, okay, we offer both the 966 and a 1066 hydro.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really need both of these? I guess this would be a process. So they finally put their great minds together and decided to change it to the Hydro 100, which basically it's just a 980 or 966 with the hydro. I may be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that they did not come with turbos, so that would make them a 966. But yes, you are correct
Okay.
with the black.
Cool, just checking my facts there. But yes, a black stripe would be cool. Unfortunately, they made the one tractor we can't turn into a black stripe. How ironic is that?
Yeah, no kidding.
What am I running for a tractor? I have a 4840 here. This is my early 80s farm on Alma, Missouri. We're progressing through the years. My plan is to start in 1983, trying to be as true to the errors as possible and kind of work through time there. So I'm limited to things you could have bought in 1983 for the most part, unless I can't get another version of it. So yeah, this 4840 is currently my big workhorse on the farm, and yep, that's what we're driving today. Let's see. Us console players are limited on mods. Yeah, I know you're limited on mods. I'm working on it. Thank you for everything you do. Love your mods, says Toman G. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm happy people enjoy it. Jason Cypher says it would be nice to see some older Deere 12 row planters. You know what? You are also 100% correct, my man. That would be amazing, and it's definitely something that I've considered doing and I've done research on, but I keep finding myself distracted by other projects, and I know that that is a challenging project, and it's a project that deserves some special attention, so I wouldn't want to only put half my effort into it. I'd want to go all in on it, and I just keep finding myself with other things I need to wrap up. More specifically, I have some Deere wagons that I very much need to make before I can kind of go there. So yes, we need Deere 12-hour planters. I totally agree, and I want them to be high quality, and they need a lot of attention and focus for that, and that's one of the reasons that I haven't taken it upon myself to do it, because I have been distracted by other projects for the time being. So let's see. Logan Elder says hay equipment is definitely lacking, especially older round balers and hay binds, disc binds. I totally agree. We can have all the hay wagons we want, but we need stuff to make the hay too, and especially on the American side of things, we definitely are not meeting our potential of hay equipment and other things that we could get for all platforms. I am totally 100% with you there. And I might be working on some forage stuff soon, so we'll see.
That reminds me, I need to touch up on my international disc binds I started, or not disc binds, hay binds I started.
You should, and you should send them to all platforms, right, chat? I'm just saying you could do it.
I know. I feel like they would ding me for the detail I have on it.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. They definitely are picky about
And
that.
it's like it's like the thing that I'm doing right now. I talked to a certain guy
Mm-hmm.
about sending it to ModHub, and we had that in mind, but when I just kept working on it, I just didn't feel right to not include the detail, and so I slammed all the detail in there.
Oh
But I
man.
feel like the way of how I do my detail, they would knack on me for.
Oh man. Yeah, that's you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them when it comes to adding detail to a mod that can go to ModHub for sure. I'm gonna go back and clean up that strip later. Yeah, I agree. Hay equipment is needed. Rooster, if you don't mind me asking, what are the projects that you're working on? Well, Jeffrey Hillcar, if you know about my Facebook page, you would know that I have just announced that I am working on an International Harvester 330 running gear. I hope to make some more. In the IH guy cheers in the background. I'm hoping to make some. Well, part of what I want to do is I want to make new, different stuff, and I want to give options for people that don't want wagons on John Deere stuff, which I know is some people. Some people don't care. Some people like it, but I am a believer in variety, and I think there's an opportunity for some more fun variety here. And I've seen the amount of downloads that my hay wagon gets, and it's insane. And I definitely know that there's a market for stuff like that, and I'm trying to provide more options for people that are into that. So one of the big things right now is my IH 330 running gear. That might be other brands too. We'll have to find out, but there are other things I'm working on also. And if you join my Patreon, you'll get to vote on and see the other things I'm working on. So there you go. Do modders get paid if they put mods on the official mod hub? Toman G, yes they do. There is a pay rate for mods on mod hub, and it is not great, but it is there. If you get a lot of downloads, you can make some okay money. You're probably not going to make like enough to live on per se, but you'll make some money for sure. If you get a lot of downloads, you might be able to make a career out of it, but honestly, even with a lot of downloads on ModHub, that's a bit of a stretch. So there are some.
Ooh, here's an interesting question with the wagons.
Mm-hmm.
So, with it covering multiple companies, and one of which I know of that is neither Electric Wheel or International Harvester,
Mm-hmm.
you're telling me that we could see that brand on ModHub?
I believe so. I think it's an AgCo brand.
Yeah.
So that's my hope. I don't think we've ever seen that brand on ModHub, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? I gotta open my widget here, and I gotta change I got a keyframe frequency of something or some kind. I don't know. My stream status is poor. That's unfortunate. I don't know what I'm doing. I hope stream is okay for you guys. I hope people watching it are getting it okay. Are you watching the stream there, JCL?
Yeah, it's running pretty good.
Okay, that's good. I don't even know what I could be doing. That would be, I'll have to look into that. Hopefully it's okay for you, people out there in the world watching the stream. Hi, I'm new here. Hey there, my Xbox name. How's it going? That's a cute dog in your profile picture. Cole Johnson asked, would older style Kinsey planters come to all platforms? They could. They certainly could. If somebody went and made older style Kinsey planters, they could certainly go to all platforms. I know there's a model out there. It's on PC only because it was bought from a model store, but that's certainly a possibility. Looks
Kind
good
of
to
older
me.
ones. I was talking.
Oh,
Talking older Kinseys with the old John Deere Maximizer units.
that would be funny. Actually, if I did the planter project I was thinking of, that could theoretically happen, which is funny.
Ooh.
Jason Cypher says, looks good to me. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Toman G says, I've got the stream on my TV and on my phone to type. Looks great. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm getting warnings about it not being a high quality, but I mean, from what I hear, it looks okay. So it's probably just not ideal. I'm putting the old girl to work. I don't think we need to chisel this whole field, but I'm just gonna do it because I get a mulching bonus with this thing anyway. So might as well. It'd be weird to kind of go in the areas that specifically need it. This is only 1983. We don't have the technology for that yet.
Did they have the 712s in 1983?
That was the first year for them. It went from 1983 to 1987 or 88 or something, and then they went to the 714. So, this is a brand new implement. Just introduced. Yes, a chisel plow with coulter blades on the front was considered conservation tillage in the 80s. Any plans on releasing your Cyclone planter for console? Unfortunately, Cole Johnson, I personally don't think that I know that model looks really good in screenshots and all this other stuff and in videos, but if you really look at it and you break it down, it's nothing special, and it would be a lot of effort to kind of revamp it. Honestly, it'd probably just be better starting from scratch.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's passable, but it's not as good as it might look. I'm kind of surprised you didn't make the 714 an option. They're quite similar. Yes, they are quite similar, but there are some key differences in how the frame is set up and the coulter blades being one long unit as compared to 3 separate ones. It was enough of a chore just to get the different store options for the 712 setup. With, if you really pay attention, like there's springs popping up in different places and all this other stuff. It was enough of a chore just to get the 712 options set up. The 714 was just gonna be more work than it was worth, honestly. But I know what you mean. They're very similar, but they're a little more different than people realize. And I have a question. Who is your favorite FS Mod Hub modder that is not you? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think I can name one favorite, but I can list off some people that I respect on the Mod Hub. Of course, you gotta say custom modding, of course. When they do release something, it's always good. K-Serious comes to mind. His stuff is always pretty good. I know EY modding gets a little bit of criticism, but honestly, he's the one out there making this stuff, so hats off to him for bringing some of these things to all platforms. BC Bueller, he always has a cool take on things and always provides unique and interesting solutions to stuff. Those are some of my favorite American ones. I'm trying to think of other people I may have forgotten. Can you think of anybody I may have forgotten? Heck, I think I covered most of the...
Yeah, that's Jordy.
Most of the basics. Those are all people that if they're releasing a mod, I know I'm probably interested in it.
Many modders these days.
Yeah, there's probably others that I'm forgetting about, and if I forgot about one of those modders, I'm sorry. It's probably just didn't come to the top of my head. Let's see. What is your biggest pet peeves about modding? Are the monetary channels available to modders? That's an interesting question. I think that being a modder for ModHub is probably not the optimal choice. Or just being a modder in general in this community is probably not the optimal choice if you want to make a career out of it or want to turn it into something serious. If you become a farm sim YouTuber and you really put a lot of time and effort into it, you could make a decent YouTube channel that you could probably live off of. There are plenty of examples of that, and they'll certainly make more money than modders will. I think you really have to be passionate for modding to make sense, because if you put the same amount of time as modding into making a YouTube channel or a Twitch stream or something else, you'd probably get more like more logical reward. But modding is critical to this community, and sometimes I think I just wish that modders could reap the same rewards that YouTubers and influencers got, because I think modders work just as hard as those guys, and it's challenging. I wish it just made more sense. Sometimes I wish I didn't look at modding and go, why am I doing that? Why don't I just make videos? Because clearly that would be a more wise use of my time, but you know what? It is what it is. So that would probably be, that's a very complex thought that I've put out there in just a few sentences, but that would probably be my biggest pet peeve. Not necessarily with like modding itself, but the entire ecosystem and how reliant this ecosystem is on modders and what they do, and how reliant this game is on modders and what they do, and the work versus reward ratio for them is skewed, and what the benefits this community and the influencers and the people in this community reap from modders versus what the modders get themselves is also skewed. So that would probably be my biggest criticism or thought, and that's a thought that I would like to dive into another time in like a video essay or something, but that has crossed my mind, and that would probably be my biggest quote-unquote pet peeve. All right. Thanks for listening to that ramble, but you had a good question. It's a crying shame. Legacy Ag using the... Oh, I'm reading chat instead of driving. Legacy Ag using the eyes emote. Yeah. He probably knows what I'm talking about. What is your favorite tractor all time? I get asked this question all the time. Like, what's your favorite tractor? What's my favorite tractor? What are the best tractors? Honestly, that's hard for me to answer, because I think one of the things I really like about machinery and equipment and things like this is, as somebody that understands engineering, is machinery that tries to tackle unique problems or has unique solutions, or something that something that had a big impact on the market itself. I'm a huge fan of movies like Ford versus Ferrari, or Moneyball, movies about people that had a different way of thinking about things and then came in and changed the game. So I think I probably also like tractors that came in and changed the game, and that, for that reason, I do like the 40-10, 40-20, and the sound guards, but that might be slightly for reasons that are slightly different than everybody else. I think, obviously those tractors are great, and they sold really well, and they did their thing. But for me, I think one of the things I appreciate most about those tractors is the fact that they came in and they revolutionized what a tractor was. I mean, I don't think that, well, it's kind of different, because I don't think the 10 series, the diesels, necessarily did anything else a tractor before hadn't really done. I mean, sure, they had industry standard ROPS and there were other things, but they put it in a package that farmers had never had before, and it just did it so well. And the sound guards, obviously, you can point to the fact that they had probably the best factory standard cabs of the time, and they laid down the law and they said, no, tractors have cabs and this is how it's supposed to be, and they kind of set the standard for what those are supposed to be like. And so I think I love stories like that, and I think sound guards are some of my favorites, and other tractors like that for that reason too. I like the IH2+2s also, kind of for a similar reason. They identified a unique challenge, and they identified a challenge or a problem, and they provided a very unique solution, and it was very like engineering wise very creative and very innovative, and I think it was really cool. They had better traction in their weight category than anybody else. it worked. It was a cool idea for a solution. It worked, and I just think the market didn't totally understand it at the time. So, all right, I'm gonna stop chiseling here because it's getting really wet. I don't want to get bogged down, so we're just gonna park this guy here. Sorry, another rant, but you guys have good questions. The game would be dead within 2-3 months without modders like you. It is interesting to wonder where Farm Sim would be without modders. But that's a very difficult question to answer. How hard is it to find the reference material needed to be able to accurately model a piece of equipment? That depends on what you're making. Some equipment out there has a lot of reference material and is very easy to make. And other equipment does not. For example, I'm looking at doing a smaller gravity wagon. We'll give the streamers some inside tips. I'm looking at doing a smaller gravity wagon, maybe for the IH running gear. And I was trying to do some research, and I thought, I made the Parkers, and they're owned by Unverfirth. Let's do a smaller Unverfirth gravity box, like maybe a 230 or a 270. I tried to do some research on an Unverfirth 230 or a 270. Nothing. I can't find many auction results. I can't find much documentation. I truly couldn't even tell you, like, it sounds really obvious that an Unverfirth 230 would hold 230 bushels, but I want to know things like, what does it hold with extensions? What does it hold without extensions? And that information, frankly, has been very hard to find. So compare that to, I considered, well, what if I did a J&M 250? And I looked it up, and holy cow, J&M has dimensions for a 250, and there are a lot of them out there for sale, and that's so much easier to make. And I think some brands are harder than others. Depends on how old it is, depends on how popular it was, depends on which brand it is. All those things play a role in how easy something is to make. And honestly, sometimes that dictates if a modder makes that thing at all. I know some modders that steer away from certain brands and make a lot of other brands because of how easy or difficult obtaining information on that stuff is. And that's no joke. That's a real problem. So absolutely. It can be easy or hard depending on what you want to make, and sometimes that has an influence on what you make. Mr. T-Bone, hi everyone. How is everyone? We're doing good. I think we're having some fun chats here. Chat is asking some really interesting questions, and we're just kind of having some little thought pieces on stuff. Jeffrey Hillcar says, I would love to see more old school mods and in-game content from Giants. I totally agree. I know people have thoughts about the 66 series. Certainly not all of them positive, but one of the reasons that I think it's good to not be super hard on Giants about the 66 series is that we want to be supportive, right? We want to be supportive of them trying to do this stuff and adding this stuff to the game. And if they try to do it and all they get is a super toxic American fan base that rams every issue down their throat, that's not going to help our case. That's not going to make them want to do more. Let's go a little easy, guys. We don't need to. Let's not be toxic. Let's not give the community of American players and modders the reputation for, toxicity, and they're not going to want to help. I don't know. We want to cater to a fan base that hates them. So
the criticism needs to be constructive, not just bad.
100% exactly what you just said. Criticism should be constructive. I totally agree. That's a great way to put that.
I mean, we talked about it earlier today.
We did.
Or today, like earlier in the stream.
Yeah. Someone wants a tour of the farm. All right. Xbox name, dude. Let's get a tour of the farm. I built this on Alma, Missouri. I built it from scratch. I took some of the concepts that the original farm here had, and I kind of expanded them. I kept the house, but I sold pretty much everything else. And it's not quite finished, all the detailing, and I certainly want to build more buildings, but what we have here is we have the home, come up the driveway, come into the home. We've got the big machine shed here. I'm trying to go for like a yellowish sort of theme. So we've got our machine shed here. I have an 8-row planter, but I need to switch to a 6-row. We're going to do a 6-row operation. We're going to have a 20-foot bean header, and we're going to have a 6-row corn header. We've got a 6620 combine. That's our big harvester. We've got a 4320. It's an old classic. We have a Deere 535 round baler. We have got a nice little IH45 Vibra cultivator. This farm was started a while ago, and this farm started out as an IH farm, but around the time that the 10 series came out from Deere, they switched to Deere stuff. So we've got some older IHs like an 806, but we have some more Deere equipment. But we still have some international equipment too. So we've got the machine shed here. We've got a big drive around area. We've got our shop with our fuel tank. We got the 4430 sitting in the shop right now. It's mid-October. We're kind of done harvesting, so we are just working through all the late fall stuff. Over here, this driveway, we've got 4 bins, and we've got one of the bins that's set up with a corn dryer. So this is our corn bin. We didn't get to plant any corn this year, but we surely will in the future. So we've got the drive through here, and we've got a little triangle interchange here. We've got an older barn here that holds some hay equipment. This is primarily a grain and beef cattle operation. So we've got some limousine cows here, and got a couple harvestors, one for turning corn into mineral feed and one for turning chopped corn into silage. So we've got a couple hay sheds here for straw and hay, and our little yard here for all of our chore work. So this is our little slope shed for our different manure spreader and feeding tools and things like that. And this is where we dump into the grain dryer. So I want to expand this with a butler shed here and kind of just branch out over time. So that's kind of the farm right now. It's kind of just a grain and beef operation. I hope that tour told you everything you need to know. All right. Yep, so that's what we're playing on. We're just wrapping up some fall chores. Finally, a decent man who doesn't just throw giants under the bus. I mean, I know throwing giants under the bus is easy points in this community. Like, yes, let's put the 3-foot basketball hoop in front of you and let's slam dunk on it all day because that's really easy to do. But you know what? Like, there are developers on that team that care. There are people at that company that care about Farming Simulator. Can we give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit? Like, they're busy, and I know I know that things are more complicated than they seem. So we don't have to go dunking on giants all day. It's not worth it. It's not constructive either. What is the best way to support you or other modders? The best way to support me or other modders is probably, first of all, please download and use our mods, share them with others, post screenshots, and just, comment and let modders know you love them. That's probably the most important thing. Engagement, using people's stuff, showing them using their stuff, and showing them support. The next best way to support modders would probably be if you have money to spare. Modders put a lot of time and effort into modding, and they certainly would appreciate that time being rewarded. Especially, it's just really nice. So modders, if they have a Patreon, subscribing to that, showing them some support. If they have a donate button, throwing them a couple dollars whenever they upload something, that shows a lot of support. Those are the best ways to support modders, honestly. So I hope that answers your question. That is definitely the best way to support me or other modders. Sub to my Patreon, and you can vote on mods, and you can see stuff before the general public sees it. And, just show modders some love, honestly. Was that a corn dryer? Yes, Jeffrey Hulkar, that's a corn dryer. We're going to do some dry corn. You get a little bit more money for drying it. What about a small grater blade that you put behind a small tractor that cultivate? Just an idea for a mod, and I thank all modders. That's an interesting idea. That might be a little too small for most people's taste, but that's certainly an idea that could happen. So I see where you're going with that. Let's see what else. How does the corn dryer work? So I've got this auger here and this auger here, and this auger's kind of off kilter, but basically I'm going to turn this around to face the road, and you drive up here, unload into this auger, and we unload into this Brock grain dryer. And then once this dries the corn, we unload into this big bin here, and basically dried corn is worth more than regular field corn. So just trying to extract a little more value from our acres here with that setup. That's how that guy works. I love your 712 chisel. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I put a lot of effort into it, and I know a bunch of people had the little 1/64th scale toy. I certainly did, and
Yeah.
we could definitely use more tillage tools, especially old school tillage tools. So I think it's good. You got any thoughts on what I was talking about there, JCL?
About what?
I don't know. I was rambling, and I was wondering if you had any thoughts about what I was rambling about that you'd like to share with the class.
I was just listening to you the whole time.
Okay. If I said anything you disagreed with or had a different thought on.
I'm just here, making textures.
Nice. He's just working. I think we're going to try to spread a little bit of manure. Do something productive while it's raining. Probably only have about one load, but we'll just do something. Let's see. Have you ever considered doing old Vermeer equipment? Yeah, it's old Vermeer equipment is certainly an interesting prospect. It would be good for hay stuff. I've thought about it. Not necessarily high on my priority list, but I've thought about doing like an old Vermeer bale wrapper. That'd be kind of cool to have an old school bale wrapper, and Vermeer did some of those. I've looked at that before. I hate to ask, but where did you get that round baler? That round baler is a private mod done by a friend that is converted to 22 from another person that made it as a private mod. So the odds of you seeing it yourself, especially if you're on console, is probably pretty low. So
0.
What? Oh yeah, you're just clearing your throat a little bit. Yeah. I missed the A70 Eco Till from 19. I think, well, if you liked that, I know that I think LBJ Modding is doing a 2720 7-shank ripper. I know that deer might not be your thing, but that could be there for you. So yeah, that's a good one. You try to make a John Deere 95 combine. That's a little bit older than I like to make, honestly. I'm not a huge not a huge 60s equipment guy, although I have definitely thought about making a 60s Parker wagon in case anybody actually decides to make an old 60s combine for realsies to go with. That'd be pretty fun, pretty nice to do. So let's see. I really need to pull the manure spreader in here. That'd save me a lot of back and forth. Let's see. Those sheds on your farm in Alma remind me of the sheds in our farm real life. They were built in 1983 as part of a government program so the government could keep the price of corn high. Well, I'm glad they seem somewhat realistic. So, good deal. Thanks for sharing that, Retro Addict. I'll remember that. Let's see. When is JCL going to update his 06 series? I'll let you take that one.
That's a very good question. So let me put it out like this. The 06 series is, God, when did I do that? That was the start of 2022, wasn't it? I need some back on this. I can't remember.
Fairly early.
But anyway, through the time and all the skills that I've gained from making that 06 series, the 06 series model and where it stands right now is practically obsolete with my quality as of today. So that requires me to have to go through and make a new one, to which I have already started. I am in a collaboration with another international modeler friend of mine.
Ooh.
And basically we have, how we're doing this is that between the 06 series and up until the 3088 series that International offered, that includes the 26, 56, 66, 86, those all use the same powertrain. Therefore, we have decided to try and model up that powertrain with all the changes that were made throughout the years, and then try and conglomerate into one singular tractor series instead of having to do it separately over and over again.
Ooh.
So when we will see another 06 series it's undetermined at this point. It's just whenever we get to it. I've been working on my own projects and he's been kind of living life, so it's a back burner project.
Wow, look at that. We're getting insider information here. Very cool. So the answer is it could be a while, but it'll be worth the wait.
Yeah, so it's going to happen, but it's going to take its sweet time.
Cool. Good to know. All right. Let's see. You're on PC. Oh, nice. I would like to see more Alice equipment on Mod Hub. Well, you should bug Pleasant View Farms about that. He would be your guy for. He's your local Alice guy, so go
Bug
bother
him
him.
very much.
Got a decent amount of manure here, actually. You're welcome. Haha. Oh, they said thanks, JCL, for answering that question. So look at that.
I mean, I'm here to be asked questions, I guess. It kind of gives me something to do while I work on this corn header.
I'm not being productive. I'm just playing the game. So.
Nah, that's okay. I need a break every once in a while.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. I should probably close that gate while I'm in here. I'm gonna be realistic here. There we go. Makes him feel better. I got a gas 706 as my loader tractor.
I don't know. There's something about them old gas tractors that I like.
Almost did LP. Alright.
It's kind of funny how gas tractors are in comparison to the old diesel tractor of nowadays. Like, we have a farm all Super C on our farm, and we're going to try and put it on the output auger of our grain bin because we need to switch that drying bin over to a regular bin.
Yeah.
So I put it on the auger, and it's a different feeling compared to a regular diesel tractor. I mean, you turn over a gasoline tractor, and it just fires right up. You don't even have to crank it more than twice. And
That's true.
It's lit right up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is definitely one advantage of them. You don't have to worry about them in the cold as much. Gasoline isn't going to gel up like diesel will.
No, they have their pros and cons, but they're both enjoyable.
Let's see. Some of this manure loaded. I don't even know where I'm going to spread it.
Yes.
Alright, another question for JCL. Are you going to convert that Oliver combine?
No.
Yeah.
God,
I think your answer is no there. I think he's evolved past that point.
Yeah, that being my first model, that was an interesting one. Of course, you have to start somewhere, but it does not hold up to the standards of today whatsoever.
No. The answer there is probably no. Sounds like a good first project for you to convert there, bud. Whoever that commenter was.
It's kind of funny. You get a hold of that and then compare it to my 14 combine.
That'd be a great then versus now comparison.
Absolutely. Of course, you gotta love old Tired Iron Modding for finally pushing me over the edge and finally do something in Farm Sim rather than just edit.
Yeah, it's good. We all push each other. It's good for us.
despite the relentless amount of crap that I get from him today. He was the one that kind of triggered me.
Steel sharpens steel, as they say.
You can beat steel so far until it breaks.
This is also true. There's a lot of scoops. Yep, just getting her done. Oh, can hold a little bit more in this bucket. Alright. Back up here. Hopefully we'll be done loading this guy soon.
It's kind of a bigger manure slinger to be using there.
Yeah, it definitely is a bigger one. I think I underestimated how big it is. She's a big boy.
No, that is.
It's a BTO
Awesome.
manure slinger.
I don't know, I might have to make an old international slinger.
I'll tell you what, man. There is a market for manure spreaders on ModHub. Surprisingly, somebody commented it once, and I was like, really? And then I looked on ModHub, I'm like, yeah. Especially if you're in the market for American manure spreaders. There are not many. There really aren't.
It's like the cotton discussion we had the other day.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of cotton stuff out there either.
Oh, I guess not.
I think this is our last bucket load. All right. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna take this load. Get this guy out of here. I hope everybody in the chat is. Oh, I hope everybody in the chat is ready for another week of work. Rest and relaxed. Rested and relaxed and ready.
Man, I gotta go to school.
That too. Open the gate. There we go. And all those people out there that gotta go to school.
Bleh. I don't know. I enjoy it. Sometimes I don't, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Oh, I got a heifer running in my tractor. Excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through. 98% full. That was perfect. All right. Let's see. I just took beans off that guy, so nitrogen levels are going to be a little better. I took wheat off this guy. That's going to hurt nitrogen. I think we'll just spread it on field 4. Well, what's the worst we can do?
Rooster, what do you think? You think I can speed run a cornet tonight?
I believe in you.
It's not like I'm doing much. I'm literally just reskinning it.
Oh yeah, no, you can definitely do it. You think I could spread manure onto a alfalfa field in fall and come back in spring and be okay?
As long as you put it on there lightly, I suppose so.
Might have to skip this day. It's just raining all day. Need to unfold it.
What was that?
What?
A noise.
I'm just groaning.
Yeah, I feel you. Let's see.
Good stuff. Free nitrogen.
You know, if there's one thing that I do not like using in Farm Sim, it's generic specular maps.
Oh yeah. Those
I
were
don't
all the
know.
rage before we knew Substance Painter and how to work it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's the truth.
I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
And that's why I go straight to the shared folder in Farm Sim and use the window views.
Well, there you go.
Of course, I only use that on parts I forget to bring in, and so I just kind of... I mean, it's got to be small parts, of course.
Yeah. Gotta slow down a little bit. We're going too fast. I tried converting a Massey 1155, but I was having troubles with the sound. Yeah, I think they changed some stuff with 22 sounds. So, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's have to watch some tutorials about that.
I did notice that as well. I remember I was converting a... Oh, well, it was an Alice Chalmers 180 that was posted on Old School Farming way back in the day. It was like a done-up version, and it was actually half decent. And I tried converting that, and the sounds wouldn't work for some reason, so I don't... They definitely did change something compared to what it was.
Yeah. 100%. Let's see. Suzette Barlett asks, will there be a 656 and a 756 for the 56 series?
Oh, that is a good question. I have thought about that before. So let me put it like this. You got the regular 56s, which, you know, covers the 756 all the way up to the 1456. The 656s are what I like to consider the small frame to the, I guess you could say, the whole line, because it uses the same, oh god, what frame does it use? I think it's a frame off of like a 560 or something. Anyway, it uses the same frame or build-up structure. All they really changed was the styling and how it was brought up. So really, I would have to do that completely different compared to the regular 56 line. And when I do the smaller frame, I guess you could say 56, I could cover the 606, the 666, and the 686.
Okay.
The 756 I do see in your comment. That's part of the 56 line. That's a regular size tractor, so I wouldn't have to do much different than that.
By the way, thanks for all you modders doing the great game. Would be boring without y'all. We try. We certainly try. We do our best.
And
We got a decent amount of manure spread on there. It's a big field, so. Got her spread out all right. I'm gonna have to buy an all-over cultivator too. I'll probably run 2 cultivators this spring. Put this guy away. Yeah, we could use more manure spreader variety.
You know, I'm just messing with this corn head here, the 800 and 900 series that I did for my international combines, and I don't think anybody has really ever noticed that there is a difference between the 863 and the 963.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so between the I guess it's really the 800 series and the 900 series rather than just 03. Anyway, there were subtle changes because on the 863, there was a PTO on the right side of the corn header that led to the auger drive, which it's not really a big deal, but in the 963, they changed it to where that auger drive and the row units were driven on the left side. And they also changed the supports on the bottom. On the 800 series, it was kind of like I guess you could say a Y shape piece of, guess you could really just call it just straight steel or something like that. It was just a kind of a Y shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the 900 series, they changed that to just a straight piece that ran right across. There was no Y cross member in it. I don't really know. Let's see what's the words I'm looking for. I don't think there were any changes with the gearboxes because I've talked about this before. There was a whole deal between the 900 series production and the 800 series that John Deere was going after international for, quote unquote, allegedly copying their gearboxes.
Interesting.
You know, just a big fat allegedly.
I'm gonna drive out to the field. We'll do some more chiseling today before it starts to rain again. We just skipped a day there.
Always a bore.
Alright. Wakes up and sees Rooster streaming. Hi there, Dairy Deer. Just doing some Sunday night farming. Heard of Sunday night football.
Wait, you woke up? What'd you do? Take a midday nap or something?
He must have. He's one of those weird West Coast people.
Yeah, where it's like, I don't know, 6 o'clock over there.
Yeah, it's almost 7.
Load of malarkey.
Mm-hmm. An A56 was the first tractor I have ever driven, although time has not been kind to it and has a loader stolen off a 706 blown head gasket. Oh geez.
Yeah, you get that.
You get that. Justin Downey says, my neighbor has an old 4386 articulated, ran a Gleaner too. Enjoy your guys' mods a lot. Well, thank you.
Ooh, a 4386. That's one tractor I don't hear all that often.
I think I had a neighbor with an old articulated IH, but I haven't seen it in a while. I wonder if he sold it. He's got a pair of Parker 5500 wagons. I'm tempted to go measure.
He's just gonna run up on his property.
Yep. He comes out with a shotgun, and he just shines a light on me, and I'm just holding a tape measure in the dark, and I just hiss like Gollum.
And just run off into the brush.
He has the precious. He has the Parkers.
Oh my god. Dairy Deer, help me.
Hey, but
He's
man,
scary.
Parker 5500, excuse me, was a big wagon in the 80s. That held 616 bushels. That's a big wagon in the 1980s.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a decent sized wagon nowadays. All right. Just got home from Missouri. Didn't sleep well past 24 hours and have an essay due before midnight. Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that, buddy. I get that.
Yeah,
You're having a rough time traveling back and forth everywhere.
that's
I
not very.
heard the 282s and the 706s are notorious for blowing head gaskets.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that once or twice. I don't actually know all that much about the 282s. It's just, it's just kind of that oddball diesel engine that they had before they went mainstream.
Yeah.
Because I guess you could really say that the head gaskets were blown because it was really just based off of they based it off of their gasoline engines.
Sure.
I think that was also one of the reasons why they were such a pain to start when they're cold.
Matthew Wilcox says, I grew up with a case in Oliver's, but I'd use a Frankenstein 806 with a 1256 engine from a friend. That is interesting. Oh, here we go. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, by the way, guys, if you like Rooster Mods or JCL or all the old school stuff.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe and like to see more, because I'll definitely be doing more of this in the future. And I use this channel to share updates on what I'm doing and post video essays about random farm sim thoughts I have. So I saw on Marketplace a 4020 with a 4440 engine. That's interesting. That's not super uncommon. You could definitely pull that off if you really wanted to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I saw a guy, I think, was there a guy that put a 4440 engine in his truck? That was interesting.
Whoops.
Ugh.
It's getting later at night and my brain is starting to get a little iffy with this modding stuff.
Yeah, it tends to do that. I've already given up and just resorted to playing the game. I'm yawning.
I want to at least get some Case IH corn heads to go with my other head I'm making.
Oh gosh.
But I got to get the whole lineup.
I guess so.
I mean, if I do this, we'll have everything because the 2200s are being made. I'm working on the 10s, and we already have the 800 and 900.
That's true. That'd be good.
The 2200s are going to be interesting because they're not really made from scratch. We're just kind of conglomerating things together from what we have. But even then, it is turning out fairly decent.
No, it's good. It's good to have. Matthew Wilcox says, I now collect old tractors, but mostly from the 40s and 50s. Oh, cool. Yeah, those are definitely fun to collect.
Would have thought that would have got pretty expensive pretty quick.
Yeah, probably depends on what state you buy them in, or what condition they are when you buy them. It could definitely depend on that. What time is it gonna rain today in this game? It's gonna start raining at 10 a.m. Oh, jeez.
Dang, you're just getting hammered
I
out
know,
there.
I can't get any tillage done. It's gonna rain November 1st, too. Come on. It's gonna be Thanksgiving before I can get this chiseling done. Oh, we'll have to turn around again. There we go. Two Olivers and a Massey Harris. Oh, that's cool. That is an interesting collection for sure. Massey Harris. Interesting.
You don't hear that one too often.
No. That is one niche collector's item. That's pretty cool, though. I have driven an Oliver 88 before. That was pretty fun.
Ooh, it's a new one.
It was Super 88.
Don't tell JD that.
You know what's funny is I went to shut it off and I think I have no idea what happened, but I went to like shut it off, and I think like I started burning a belt or something because white smoke started coming from like the front grill of the tractor. I don't even remember. That was years ago.
Oh,
I
God.
just remember panicking for a second, and then the tractor shut off, and I was like, all right, all's well that ends well. Moving on.
Let somebody else deal with it.
This nicely restored Oliver 88. How do you get your time to be AM and PM on FS22? There's a setting for that. You can do 24-hour clock or 12-hour clock. I think it's in here somewhere.
I thought that was a mod.
It might be a mod. I thought there was just a basic game setting for 24-hour clock. Oh man, daylight savings is messing with me and getting dark sooner.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mod for that, or there's a setting for that. It's not super hard to do. I promise you that. It's not super hard to do. Hey, we got Simulation Station in the chat. Ah, hi, how's it going, man? Seen you've been using some Parker gravity wagons in your videos. That's pretty nice. Appreciate seeing those.
Is this guy very well known?
Yeah, he's got a decent amount of subscribers. I forget. Is he at 2,000-3,000 now? I forget. It's bigger than my channel, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm the same.
Good to see you in the chat, man. Glad you swung by. Let's see. I found a piece of Massey Harris laying in a field face down with the lettering still on it. It's hanging up in my garage. Oh, interesting. It's interesting how that stuff just kind of ends up out there.
It's a sign.
He's got, okay, so he dabbles in garden tractors too. An Oliver 60 is 70 and a Massey 44 Special. Interesting. The 60s restored the 70s in pieces, and the Massey is a straight original. Nice.
Wow.
There is a dedicated Oliver community out there if you're into that. There certainly is. Yeah, man, I love all your mods. You do a great job. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do my best to make each one the best it can be. Each mod gets a lot of care and research. Alright. Gotta cut in here. Man, streaming for over an hour now. That time flies by fast. Just trying to get as much tillage done before it rains again. Are the cows doing okay? How are we doing, cows? We're doing okay.
All right.
They're doing alright. Oliver's probably your favorite? Yeah. Oliver's a classic.
Oliver definitely has quite the following.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's amazing how much of their stuff has been preserved.
It's another thing JD has a fetish for.
Another thing.
Honestly, I think you should. I don't know.
Huh. What?
I've been about bringing JD in with us. Like I've been trying to, help promote him a little bit and try and get him included in the community because you obviously know the potential that he has.
Mm-hmm.
I just, try and get him with the cool kids.
Oh yeah. Maybe. I just want to see him release more stuff.
Yeah, that's the same way. I'd want him to in-game stuff, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he'll get there. It just takes time.
Oh yeah, for sure. It just takes time. What do you think about the map? It seems like it's been a popular one. I really like this map. I really do. I've been enjoying it a lot. I wish some of the fields were a little smaller, but I love the attention to detail that it has. I love it has some hills to it, but it's not super steep. I like the layouts. I like the variety. I think, again, like I said, it has some great attention to detail, and I've just been really enjoying it. And it's a map that I've just enjoyed so much that I'm kind of settling into a long-term save with it. So I missed having one of those, and I think Alma's just it's just good for that. I like the actual ditches that it has. I like the way the town is all kind of custom made. I think the roads are good. There's just a lot of little details about it that make it really nice. It's been pretty
I like all the
popular.
buildings that it has.
What?
I like all the buildings that it,
Yeah, for sure. It makes a difference.
and especially the little town that they got running through. It's not a big town. It's like a home farm town you'd find.
Yes. I totally feel like I'm actually in a small farm town here. I agree with you both, says Derry. Nice. The town is really what makes it for me. Yeah, that is super nice. And I haven't even been to it much, but just knowing that it's there and when I drive through it to pick up something, so good. I also am a fan of maps that kind of let you do your own thing. I like coming into a map and making the farm that I want. I know that there's different philosophies around map making. Some people make maps and they're like, I'm making a map and it has this kind of farm on it, and this is the kind of farming you're supposed to do on this map. Like you're role-playing a specific setup. And I think that's fine. But for me personally, I want to move into somewhere and I want to make it my own. I don't want to role-play somebody else's farming career. I want to role-play my own farming career, you know? So, different philosophies, and I felt like I've been able to do that on Alma pretty well, so that's been nice too. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Turn around
Hmm.
What's up? Why are you saying
No.
okay?
Oh, I just seen. I'm sure you know Jabin. He has a John Deere hay bind done up.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. No, and it's probably not the worst thing in the world. I just know that it reeks of high poly.
He's hiring people to make models these days, I think.
Yeah, and I have a weird feeling I know who's modeling it because somebody else has done up models and they've been pretty up there in the count.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me want to do my hay bind even more.
You should. You really should. I'd use
It
it.
is it is so close to being done. It's crazy.
Isn't it?
All I
Yeah.
all I have to do to it is oh, what do I have to do to it? I need to finish up the hitch. I need to put a hydraulic on the hinge part that unfolds. I need to
Mm-hmm.
do decals, and then that's really it.
I feel like sometimes the closer I get to finishing a mod, the harder it is to actually finish it.
Amen. Trust me, I sat and played with that header I in game for a while before I actually continued working on it.
Yep. Cat keeps jumping up on my desk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you had a cat.
I have two
Yep, two of them.
little nuisances, but I love them.
Yep. We kind of scooted our cat outside, and she's just been hanging out there. She's come around to being out there.
That's nice. Who are I chatting with, Rooster? I am chatting that with none other than the one, the only JCL. JCL's farm equipment.
Yay.
The one and only. Sounds like you found the AM mod. Good to know. I'm playing No Creek using both of your mods. I appreciate both of your work. Thank you. It's really all of us that make old school stuff coming together that really makes it, because none of us could do it all on our own.
Oh, absolutely not.
Everybody has to make their own pieces and parts and equipment, and it all comes together into one nice array of mods. So takes a village. Takes a village.
Trust me, I'd sure love to do all the international stuff myself, but there's so much.
Yep. I should have done another. I'm gonna do another headland pass on this end of the field. I just don't have enough space. Derry says that he could use a cat right about now. Our whole area has been without natural gas since Wednesday because a farmer hit it with a ripper in the dorm. Super chilly. Aww.
Aw.
A farmer hit a natural gas line? Oof. They're in they're in trouble. Two legends chatting live. What does JCL think of the new Farm Giants? Jaden, JCL, we need your...
Oh boy.
I know. JCL, we need your take again.
Alright, well, I said it early in the stream, but I'll restate it. So the main point is that it was a step in the right direction for Giants. Giants finally took the time to get some representation for the American market. Sure, the 1066 did have some representation in foreign countries, but I mean, come on. The 1066 is an American icon. There are things on it that are a little inaccurate. Just to point out two things: is the rear European 3-point hitch and the front wheels. But other than that, it's a pretty solid mod. It has plenty of detail. It looks nice. It appeals. It's just it's got small things to do with it, but there's a lot of bright things.
There you go.
That is cold-hearted
Overall,
summer.
it's a step in the right direction.
Exactly.
It's really not terrible. Like, put different wheels on it, and it looks really different.
Mm-hmm. it is a good looking tractor.
Yes.
Or if there's one thing I'd like to do with it is has the colors changed because I'm not a big fan of the cream at all.
Yeah. It's cool though. I'm glad they did it.
Oh yeah.
Wish they'd do it more, honestly.
I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe the dominoes are starting to fall.
Maybe.
We're going to see some more American stuff at Farm Sim.
That'd be nice. There's a market
Well,
for it.
well, they have an office in what is it, Indiana now?
Chicago, I think.
Yeah, it's close enough.
I forget. I've been meaning to ask this. Is J&M base game FS22, do they have a deal with Farm Sim? I don't think they do.
Well, I feel like I've seen J&M in Farm Sim, but at the same time, I don't.
I think a lot of people made J&M stuff, but I don't even think they're like the base game manufacturer. That's crazy.
I don't know. Kind of an open-ended question.
I guess I can't make a J&M wagon for all platforms.
Oh,
I know.
I really like J&M. They make good stuff,
They do.
and it's based in Ohio.
So is Unverfirth.
I didn't know that.
I think they're in Kalida. Oh no, Kilbros is from. No, yeah, Unverfirth is in Kalida, Ohio.
Huh.
And Kilbros is from Delphos.
No, J&M is based out of Fort Recovery, Ohio. I've been up there once before.
Yeah.
We had to. That's our Claus dealership is up there. That's where we get our one singular Claus baler from.
Hmm. Interesting. J&M is not
Ooh.
base game.
Yeah, dairy. That is a good point. I remember there being a grain storm in Farm Sim.
Yeah, it was a. They named it. I think. JHG did it for 19, and he renamed it to be a Grainstorm brand.
Yep.
But you can't do custom brands anymore, so it would just have to be a lizard.
It's boring.
Yeah.
Could have had a JCL's farm equipment brand. Going mainstream now.
Yeah. Matthew Wilcox says he's impressed with it too. Simulation Station agrees with your take on it. I also do. Beer Theory says always labeled as Lizard or Grainstorm on console. Yeah. I'd love to do a little J&M 257 wagon, but not for all platforms. I can't.
No.
Should convince Tired Iron to let me take his Kill Bros to slap him on the IH gear. Send him all platforms, or I'll do an Unverfirth 230.
Okay, this is just going to be one more quick thing I noticed about the 1066. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting what they did is that they put a chrome straight pipe on.
Right? Like they did, didn't they? That's not stock, is it?
No, I'm very surprised at that. I mean, it does look really cool. I think it's a little short, but that is a pretty cool feature they did.
It is.
Honestly, that is one thing I would like to do. When we were talking about that Chrome stack earlier, I was talking with JD about it, and I brought up the idea that I'm still learning how to normal map a little bit, so I thought maybe I could make an International Harvester muffler with the, International Harvester emblem stamped on the side.
Oh, sure. You could.
It'd be cool. It'd be a nice little prefab for me, and I guess if others really wanted to have.
I could show you how to do that.
He definitely could. Or JD can, because apparently he knows how to normal map objects now.
Get normal map stuff, but he can't in-game stuff. SMH.
Wait until he hears that.
Well, he can prove me wrong by in-gaming one of his mods.
Okay, now we need to make him hear that.
Well, he's welcome to come subscribe to my YouTube channel anytime he wants to and come listen.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I'll tell you one thing I'd really like for him to game is that white 2180 he has.
Yeah?
Well, no, he didn't do that. When I did the cab for that tractor, I did all the 2D decals for it, and he was still in his 3D decal era
boy.
for it, so he took some of my 2D away.
Not the 3D decal debate.
Repulsive.
These people.
I know.
The day Rooster puts a lizard on one of his mods, yeah. I don't do that too much.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever really seen that before.
I did it for the bale hauler in FS19.
That was a time I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I don't even think I really knew you at the time.
Probably not. Oh no, it's starting to rain.
Uh-oh.
How does it start to rain till 10? It's 9:30.
That's the funny thing called weather.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna have to finish this another day. I'm so excited to see JD's work. I hope he releases more. I'd be a biggest fan. Yeah, he could certainly have fans if he released his mods.
Really, it's just a matter of trying to push out all of the older projects that he has ties with, because a lot of the older stuff that he's done has ties with other people who don't want it out. So if we can just kind of push that away and get him to make original content, then he would be just about smooth sailing.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
I mean, that Oliver cultivator kind of stirred up enough already.
Yeah, I heard about where that all happened.
I've been actually trying to. He has been making an original content. He's been making it's an Oliver tractor. I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it, but he's been working on it, and he has this tractor in real life, and originally he was kind of on the edge about releasing it or as is, but I talked to him a little bit and just kind of persuaded him into actually releasing it fully, and he's gone along with it. However, the one tractor that he has in real life, he doesn't feel like releasing. And I'm trying to convince him to where, okay, so you bring out the whole line of tractors, but you don't include that one singular tractor.
Right.
Does that really make...
I don't know, man.
I've been trying my best, and we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, you're right, Derry. I shouldn't expect much more. We get what we get from the weatherman.
Sounds like I'm manipulating this guy. People don't even know about.
All right. I'll have to sell our wheat and our sorghum in January. It's only going to get us 50k ish. Oh.
Oh, I really want to get these corn heads done before I go to bed. No one cared.
Let's see. Animals doing okay? I love this map so much. I do too. Brantley and Sawyer explore. I love this map. I'm enjoying it. Looks like a very nice equipment setup you got going. Yeah, got a nice 1983 setup. Except for this guy. It's a little newer, but we get by with what we can. I did a tour of the farm earlier. It's a grain and cattle operation. Just moved, we did some manure earlier. I got some corn drying. Probably gonna have to skip a day, honestly. It's gonna rain tomorrow too, isn't it? According to the forecast. It's gonna stop raining later today. I could skip some time. Yeah, we'll skip a day. We've got not much else going on the farm right now.
Down on the farm.
Down on the farm. Yep. Alright, November 1st. And it is raining. I have to skip another day. That's going to stop in a little bit. It's dark in the mornings now. As we're getting into fall. I think he should have adjusted the daylight hours on this map are weird.
Isn't that just a lot of maps, though?
Yeah, it's the little stuff that would be cool, but people don't always pay attention to.
Yeah.
Also, all the wind speeds are 1.
1?
Yep. Just 1.
Like 1 what?
I don't know. I think it's kilometers per hour.
Weird.
Yeah. Do we need to do cattle chores today?
What do you mean? What do you mean, do you need to? You always do.
We're still okay. I'm gonna skip another day. We're being savage here. It's winter. Alright, not raining this morning. Good. Yeah, we really need to make some TMR. Do some early morning chores. Need to get the 4440 over here to do some feed mixing. I should buy a 1066.
Weird hearing people say that now.
Right?
We never ever have had the ability to use a good 1066, and now we have one.
Just one.
It'll help us get by for now.
Yes. I was trying to get through winter on my UMVCL this week. I'm at the point where I have to mix 4 loads of TMR every day, 3 seasons. Finally made it to February, yeah. I'm going to be spending a lot of money on mineral feed.
I remember there was when I was let's see, when was this? I was playing on Westby. I was having a really committed save, and I had gotten to the off months and, you know, dealing with cattle, and I feel like I had to make a lot of TMR just to keep them well fed.
Yeah. Luckily, I did bale a decent amount of hay and straw so
Oh, that's good.
hopefully we have a... Oh, there's my bale. See how that goes. Mix and feed with the 706. Do I play with Maize Plus? Typically, no. I think Maize Plus just throws way too much weird stuff in the mix for me, honestly. I like some of the features, but not all the features, and it's just too much for me to commit to. Try to optimize our mix to use as little silage as possible, because that's the most expensive part. And I don't have any silage because this is year 1 with row crop ready, and I don't have any cornfields. I don't use Maize Plus, I just edited your Vita custom corn silage and haylage separate edition. Yeah, that would be the best way. Just editing in some of the features, but all of it is just a bit much. Like, do I really need to be making a custom feed ration for my freaking little chicken barn? Not really.
Here's a neat idea. How about we have Maize Plus, JMF edition?
Yes. Alright. We're gonna turn on super strength because I should totally be able to lift a mineral feed bag and put it in here.
Oh man. I love that. Having to perfect a mod, you have to do all the little stuff, like making proper store icons and doing fun stuff.
Yep. That's only more multiplied when you want to get it on Mod Hub. All the little stuff matters a ton.
I don't know. I feel like having a proper mod icon, it really seals the deal with it.
It does. Yeah, I agree. Makes it look professional.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, personally, it's a lot better than having cropped photos of the real thing.
Oh yeah. For sure. Farming agency would lose their minds, yeah. I like Maize Plus just because it forces you to make more feed, but that's a good solution, yeah. I personally can't just I just can't force myself to deal with all the other stuff that goes into it. Alright, let's get this here. Top it off with some straw.
Yeah, I'll save that for corn.
I think we're full. Nice.
Dang, I am completely getting ignored over here.
Are you?
Everyone's here for Rooster and Simulation Station.
I wonder if it might be because it's my YouTube channel? They've been asking you questions all night, man. Come on.
I know, I'm just messing.
Yeah. Hey, Kyler. How's it going? We're mixing some feed. Taking care of our cows. I wish we had an old school mixer. I don't even really know what an old school mixer looks like necessarily.
Yeah, neither do I.
Set our cruise control to 1 mile an hour and just feed mode.
Send it.
Creeper gear, right? Look at them all coming to feed. Tasty. Alright. We can make one more load. I love this setup because you can just pull through the barn and then pull back through to the yard. You have LEDs on the 806 series. That's unacceptable.
Oh, I know. Cut me some slack. I put time into good halogens on the combines.
I'm glad you did that.
Honestly, I'm quite proud of that. I think that'll look really good.
Did you have issues? Oh, Matthew Wilcox says he's here for you, so. You got your super fans.
Yeah, I got my cult.
Get off my bale spike. Did you have issues adding RCR to this map? I messed with adding it and is having issues with it. Granted, I didn't put a ton of time trying to get to work right. Honestly, there's a buddy that edited this into the map. I did not edit row crop ready into this map, but it was not super difficult, I don't think. I think if you just take your time and follow every step very carefully, it shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully I did not add too much straw.
Oh, okay, that's not supposed to look like that.
Those international sounds are some of the best. I just wish the axle didn't slide. Yeah. When it sits still, it slides around.
Which one? The 06?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was still learning at the time, okay.
Cut him some slack, guys.
I've learned a lot since 2022.
Oh, that's my entire silage bale. How much do I have? I need more silage, don't I? Just add a little bit of mineral feed, like a bag or two. Come on.
You
Need to turn this guy on or something. How do I have the chainsaw out?
Why is my corn head not wanting to work right? Everything else is fine, but not that one.
Let's see. Forgot to save game mid-fertile season. Uh-oh. I had to chat.
wait.
I love the 06 tractors for utility work. Yeah, they're great. Great yard tractors.
Absolutely.
I need to buy another silage bale because I have no silage. I'm using the realistic banking mod too, so I'm taking out loans with interest rates and set payback dates, and it's brutal.
God.
Yeah.
Rooster is really going at it here.
Could add more hay. $100,000 loan I have to pay back in 5 years? Something. Hopefully I can manage that. But it means I can't just go spend willy-nilly and just take out money whenever I need more, like a regular farm sim save. It's too easy to do.
I play farm sim to drive tractors, not actually have a regular farming simulator life.
That's too stressful.
Oh, I know.
Add a little bit more straw and hopefully that'll be good. I've mixed enough TMR on my save where I know exactly how much of each crop goes in the mixer, and unit convert shows it in yards. Yeah. The cubic yards can be... It's another level to get your head around. 96%. I think that's good enough. Well, gonna pop off bed. Happy to catch your stream. Hope to catch the next one. Yeah, good chatting with you, Simulation Station. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again in the future. Have a good one. More TMR. More.
More.
More! Could use a little bit more hay and base food too. What is base food again?
Look, I'm still learning about the Pearson Square in ag class. Cut me some slack.
The Punnett Square?
Pearson.
I don't know what that is actually.
Oh. It's basically like a calculation square for crude protein and mixing products, things like... God, I need a good definition for it.
Do a Pearson Square on yourself for food.
For animal feed.
Well, aren't you an animal?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. What's the bull doing? Doing his job. It's supposed to be a beef multiplier operation.
Aw, why didn't he zip these up? Kill me put more unzip mods in my folder.
Oof.
Even though that there's one unzip map that I started almost 2 years ago, maybe going on 3, that I probably should delete.
Let's see. They don't eat straw.
Powering on.
Ignore this.
What are you doing? Is that a Google?
I'm turning on my speaker.
Ready to pair.
I see.
I don't have a... No, I don't have
this. Why are you
this.
pairing your speaker on my stream?
I'm pairing it to my computer because I don't have a regular computer speaker like you people with money.
This is highly embarrassing. Leave that there. Just a heads up, Rooster, they'll only feed from the top category in the feed list, so you should only have to feed TMR. Oh, okay. So as long as I keep feeding him TMR, I'm good with the rest of the stuff? I'm honestly still learning my way around animals in Farm Sim. I've been doing grain cropping for way too long. Way too long. Can we get the 4430 out of here, please? Your job is done.
Be gone, peasant.
So I just feed him TMR and I'm good? That's what I'm hearing. In that case, that's fine with me. Yes, percentages represent how well each fetish type cover helps. So TMRs of... Okay. That's interesting. Good to know. Good to know. Once
American.
said once my setup is up and running, it'll be perfect because I'll just put in some hay, put in some straw, and then I'll come to my harvest stores and I'll get a little bit of mineral feed and a little bit of silage, and then we'll just be done. But I have to buy mineral feed and silage right now.
You know, I just came across Tired Iron's Christmas release of the new generation combines from like 2021, and for some reason, whenever I look at those combines, I just get a weird kind of nostalgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even though that was only like a few years ago, it's just those combines were a very eventful time in my life.
Yeah. Nostalgia is a funny feeling.
It is. Comes in many shapes and sizes.
Alright. Let's get back out to the field. We fed the cows. Time to get more field work done. Do a drift.
Do a sick drift.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Let's back up here. Let's get going. Hopefully the beef farm starts to pay off. I'm just worried that it's going to take forever for those cows to reproduce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully we have 10 new calves come next year, though. That'd be good.
I would.
How much did I buy those for? Those cows. Are they already worth more than I bought them for? No, they're worth less. LOL.
Lol.
End me. Just keep shoveling TMR down their throat until I have more, hopefully. Have a good night, Rooster. You taking off whole my Xbox name? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good one. I understand it's getting late for some people.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you for stopping by the stream. Have a good one. Hope to see you again some other time. Weeds growing in my field now. Thank you. I will be back. Oh, I can't wait. Thank you very much.
I will be back.
I'll be back. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's still showing that modding live thumbnail on my video, and that's not what I'm doing. YouTube is weird. I'll have to fix that.
113 and 10. Ah, poo. Oh. How does it do this to me?
take a screenshot for thumbnail purposes.
Hang on, did you just say what I think you said?
A screenshot for thumbnail purposes?
Oh, I thought you said something else.
I don't think I said whatever you think I said. Let's just keep
Are we
that in your head there. Whatever that was.
Oh, I'm so funny.
I don't know, Jaden. What IH implements do we need?
Well, what don't you have?
What don't I have?
Wait, are we talking in general here?
In general.
Oh, hey, Vine.
Yeah.
Definitely lacking a lot of, I guess only international stuff if you looked at it like that.
Yeah. I know on Mod Hub there's a void for cultivators. And there's a void for manure spreaders. And there's definitely a void for forage wagons. And if you're listening to the stream this later, I may or may not be doing something about that.
Rooster.
What?
I know what you're getting at.
Mm-hmm. I may or may not be working on tackling that issue.
Okay, well, at least leave some for me.
Come over to Mod Hub, buddy. The water's fine.
Why is it dark blue?
What?
The water.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. Just don't worry about it.
I mean, I thought water was kind of blue, but I didn't think it was that blue.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Just come on. It's fine. Rooster, you cannot just tell us there's a void for forage wagons, leave us hanging like that. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, Rooster.
Oh, man.
You'd be doing that to us.
I'm working on stuff. You know that. You know that. Both of you know that. Let's just say I didn't make the 1075 and 1275 running gears for no reason. And I really feel like forage wagons would really top those projects off. Like, that is why they were made primarily, right? It'd be perfect.
Wait, here's a question. What would we do with a forage wagon on the Mod Hub?
People would put it behind there's like a pull behind cloth chopper they want to use.
Yeah, but like we don't have any silos.
There's rear unload for the wagons. You just
On
dump them
the-
into a pit.
On yours?
Mm-hmm. That was a factory option.
Actually, no. I take that back about mine. I think maybe there is. On at least ours. My international one.
Hmm. We need a pull behind chopper. That's what we need.
Oh boy. Not ready to think about that one yet.
Is this a Own the Map series? I see so many people doing Own the Map series. Honestly, not really. I mean, at the rate that I'm going, playing on hard difficulty with realistic bank borrowing, it would take me ages. Like, I took a $100,000 loan and I'm already down to 60,000.
Wait, and own the map?
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers doing Own the Map series where they try to buy the entire map.
First time I've heard of that.
It is not an Own the Map series. This is a holy cow, I'm trying to scrape by my
I'm
first
trying to
year
survive.
and trying to hopefully have a profitable farm by the end of next year. This is I'm looking at the crops in my bin and they're only worth
Trying to
about $50,000, and I don't know if that's going to be enough to cover me until I can sell more.
Rooster's having existential thoughts right now.
Yeah. I just zoned out there. Like, oh. There's silos in the Mod Hub. Yeah, this is true. There are silos in the Mod Hub.
Oh, I did not know this.
Make a pull behind John Deere chopper. Yeah, I should, shouldn't I? I really should.
Yeah.
That'd be an outstanding mod
Pull behind
set.
chopper competition.
What?
Pull behind chopper competition.
No, not a. Not a. I'm gonna have to enlist Tired Iron's help if we're gonna have another chopper war or another war of some kind.
I'm already having flashbacks.
Yeah. Every real farmer wishing they could play on the map, yeah. Can I submit the FP240 for that competition?
You know, you might be an
Uh,
early.
One person will do all the deer stuff, and one person will do all the New Holland stuff, and one person will do all the IH stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be in the same era.
Mm-hmm. Please. Yeah. I know that'd be good. Listen, I think I'm just trying to gather some motivation here. This other project is stalled out right now because I can't find resources, so we'll see what happens, but just I'm slowly working on this next project. And I have ideas. I'm just not the fastest guy. My motivation can come and go, and I'm really obsessed with attention to detail, and I have a ton of real life stuff going on. You know, an adult trying to live his own life too, so you can only do so much. But yes, I know. I know we need that stuff, I'm aware, and I want to do that.
Hey, Bombard Dairy Deer's brother DMs.
Hmm?
Dairy Deer wants us to bombard his brother's DMs about getting measurements and pictures of the 8000 tracker.
Oh my gosh. We should. Don't forget, if you're on the stream and you like it and you're having fun, like and subscribe. See more stuff in the future. I'd be much appreciated. And if you wanted a free way to support me, that is an excellent way to do it. So I definitely like making videos and streaming and doing all that stuff in addition to modding. So don't forget. Just gotta throw that out there, like all good YouTubers do. Got a decent chunk of this field done. Once we get through this long up and down part, we'll see the rest. On a roll with the like count, 12 people watching have dropped 20 likes. Yeah, I think our peak watchers is like 26. Glad people are liking the video, or the live stream, I should say. Sometimes I just like to play to relax, and you know what? Playing Farm Sim really helps me recenter on like what we need and what I'm doing. I think if I go too long modding without actually playing the game, I don't know, it's almost like you lose focus or just don't really get out of touch. I feel like it's really easy to be out of touch with what we actually need and what we're doing if you don't play the game you're modding. So I'm also doing a beef farm here partially because I really like to make mods that I know I'll use. I mean, I'm dragging this chisel back and forth across the field, right? I love using this thing and I love using things like this. And I think by doing a cattle operation, I'll have the motivation and I'll understand the need for a solid forage wagon. And the world just benefits from more rooster content. Oh, you're too kind. Benefit is a strong word. Turn around here and not hit the truck. Let's not hit the truck. use more of the
Tell you
Chiseling
what,
this
though.
time. What?
I don't know. I'm getting the late night munchies.
I can't eat that close to bed anymore.
No.
Could you also make a John Deere 960 field cultivator? Well, Kyler, you'd be surprised at what's in my mod work in progress folder if you ever took a look. It's not a 960, but we do need field cultivators on Mod Hub. I think I showed this to Jaden once.
Okay, so you just have to put on the mod hub out right after it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a Mod Hub modder, don't you know? Because we already have field cultivators not on Mod Hub.
I don't know. I should submit
Just
that
do
thing.
it. If you can swallow your own pride just for a little bit and listen to what they have to say.
It's not okay. Well, maybe it is a little bit my own pride, but I don't care enough to do it.
Aw.
But I don't know. What do I got to lose? It's already out there.
Yeah.
We're sure. Remind me tomorrow.
I'll remind you tomorrow, buddy. And by asking me to do that, if I forget to remind you and it doesn't happen, it's my fault.
Finally, I'll have a fault against the John Deere guy.
I understand the midnight munchies. I cut up an apple with my leatherman earlier because the brain was tired. Yeah.
Dude, I am slurping on this nice, what is this? Mott's applesauce.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
I know.
That's good stuff.
I tell you what I really like, though, is the cinnamon applesauce.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that does add a nice extra dimension to it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree.
Derry, what's your opinion on applesauce?
This is very important.
10 out of 10 approve. All right.
I also think Derry is... Derry, are you listening to us while you're trying to write an essay?
Nice background music. Or not music, stuff.
Yep. Nice, relaxing background content. Just the hum of a 4840 and some people chatting it up. You should try to work with Pleasant View Farms. Oh, we talk sometimes. We talk sometimes.
You want to talk about background content? I remember when I was modeling the 1020s one day, and I thought about the movie Grumpy Old Men, and then I thought, okay, and I went out and bought both movies and watched it while I worked on the 1020, and I actually did get quite a bit done.
It's nice to have content like that. I like watching shows in the background on it. I've been listening to watching BattleBots recently. Such a good show. It's on HBO Max. Trailer Park Boys is a funny show.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Harry Deer, 3 monitors, one for watching us, one with a blank Word document, and the other for a picture of how to set up an essay.
Have your introduction. Well, it depends on what kind of essay it is, but you got your introduction and then your thesis and then your summary, conclusion. Maybe I'm thinking of research papers that I wrote in college, but yeah. Make sure you format it correctly and make sure your thoughts are making sense. You make good mods and he makes good mods. Yeah.
You know, if there's one thing I find interesting about an essay is that most general topics I don't find too much interest in writing an essay about, but if it's something I actually enjoy, I can write one hell of an essay.
Yeah. I mean, the video I made about why mods don't come to Mod Hub was essentially a video essay.
Yeah.
It was a series of thoughts. It wasn't just laying out arguments, providing supporting evidence.
Definitely structure is a big part because, a lot of thoughts running through your mind at one time, they can get quite jumbled.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you're making progress, though, Derry. I believe in you. It's 8 p.m. where you are.
It's not bad.
You got time. Depends on how picky your teacher is.
For me, it's, at 11 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Right. I do need to update all my Parker stuff in the mod hub. That is a plan I have. I need to update with the new green and cream wheels and the higher resolution brand logo and fix a couple other minor issues. And once I've done all that, then I'll be ready for like another Parker project I have locked and loaded that I haven't officially announced yet.
What is it?
I think, you know what it is. I told you about it before. I'll remind you later.
Does it hold grain?
It moves grain, sort of.
Okay, well now this sort of put me off.
I have a Discord? I do not have a Discord. I have considered setting up a public one. Seems to be the cool thing to do. Setting up a public one or Patreon one or something. But I do not. I mostly hang out in the Tyson Deniz Discord.
I was about to say that in this Discord is where the majority of us reside.
Yeah, that's where we sort of congregate for the time being. I don't know if
Hatch our
Tyson's
evil
ever
schemes.
back. Might make a
I
return
might say
someday.
Ooh, if you want to talk about essays about tractors, last year for one of my English projects, we had to do a what was it called? It was like a timepiece project or something. Basically, you had to talk about a general topic that happened in history, and then you have to write about it. However, writing about it in describing things that happened with it, you had to create artifacts from that time. You're not actually using real stuff. You're just creating stuff like a newspaper. And you want to know what I did?
What did you do?
I did a project about International Harvester and its failure.
Mm-hmm.
And so I created a 1930s, what was it called? Financial report annual thing. And I formatted it in 1930s stuff. I printed it out on old paper. It looked almost genuine.
Nice.
And then I did a 1950s newspaper about the Farmall 560 having the rear end go out as a representation of some faults, and then the economy failing, and then International Harvester finally shutting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's cool.
one thing I thoroughly enjoyed. I did not miss any deadlines with that.
It's easier to do stuff like that when you're passionate about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I should make a Discord and make a public one. I could probably bolster my reach, but I guess I don't do everything in my power to be as popular as possible. This is a 6-row planter. Okay, perfect. Thought I needed to change that, but we're good. Let's see.
I've actually thought about starting my own international Discord.
An IH Discord.
It's a international dealership.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how am I already? I'm already at enough manure to do another load. Good lord.
God, even if you let that sit for the rest of the year, it's going to be a big pile.
I know it's gonna take a lot of little buckets to move that around. I'm with JCL. My best essay all time is one I wrote in 8th grade. Tractors, because the teacher actually let us choose the topic. I could snack just saying this, but I would join a JCL IH Discord server. I would too. Is it just like for fans of IH stuff?
Oh no, it's Farming Simulator. It's just you just kind of walk into an international dealership and then you just start talking.
Okay.
It's just like a hangout thing, almost like the Denise thing, but you know, not all green.
So Jaden, I have a Parker thing, and it's not related at all to what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's completely unrelated.
I remember it now.
Yep. I knew you knew. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
you know.
I want to thank everybody for coming by to the stream today. It's getting a little late for me. I'm probably going to wrap it up here.
Holy shit, it's cold.
There's the new Parker Green. Woo. Looks good. I need to adjust the cream, but it won't be all faded out anymore. I'm so sorry for doing that to all the console people. Do you think you could make a Kill Bros for console? I've gotten asked that so many times. I'm probably gonna. I might make more wagons for console. I don't know if they'll be Kill Bros. Could ask the original creator to put them, help me or allow me to put them on console. Oh, Parker alert. Oh, yeah. So, I want to thank everybody for stopping by the stream today. It was great. I think we had a good time. We had a lot of fun chats. But it's getting later on a Sunday. A lot of people have school or work tomorrow, so it's probably time to be going. If you liked this video, let me know. If you like the stream, let me know. We could definitely stream more on this map. This is pretty chill. I just thought while I'm playing, we could make some content too. So, yeah. Without further ado, take care, everybody. I'll see you